Breaking out of your people-pleasing mode could be the most uncomfortable and awkward thing that you could do, especially if they're with people that are closest to you or people that you really care about. So how do you go about doing so without burning your bridges? Hi, I'm Jacqueline and welcome. We at Joyful Living Mindset are so excited that you're here because we believe that you can be wildly successful without compromising your happiness or peace of mind. And we're here to help you navigate that journey and succeed on your terms. So here's a caveat. Breaking out of your people-pleasing mode is a journey. It's not going to be something that you'll do overnight because you'll constantly have to navigate through the situation, and depending on who you are dealing with, you have to kind of alter your techniques or your strategy and your approach to letting them down easily and subtly, so that you don't upset them or burn any bridges. But here are 4 things that you can do that has worked wonders in my life and the lives of so many of my clients and my friends that I have shared this with. First is you reaffirm with affection. So in other words, when whoever it is that you're dealing with, you reaffirm with them and assure them of how much that person means to you. Okay? Second is you seek to understand. Right? And a great way to do that is just say, hey, can you help me understand why you're wanting me to do that? Or you're not wanting me to do that? Or whatever it is that they're requesting or expecting of you, right? Just seek to understand. And you always start with, hey, can you help me understand? Right? And so that takes the defensiveness off of them. Like you're not pushing against them. You're not yet rejecting them. But you're here, you're just reaffirm how much they mean to you. And now you're seeking to understand them. And isn't that what we all are seeking for? Is for people to understand us, to see us, to hear us, and to understand where we're coming from so that we can feel connected and not alone, right? Third is to acknowledge with gratitude. And once you have reaffirmed how much they mean to you, once you have sought to understand their position and why they're wanting or having those expectations of you, right? Now it's like to acknowledge with gratitude. It's like, hey, I really appreciate you thinking of me and for me. And I know that you mean well. I know that you are trying to help me out, and I can't express how much I appreciate you. That's why I care so much about you, because you're someone who I can always count on to have my back and always think of me and have my best interest in mind. Right? Start with that. And letting them know like how much you appreciate their efforts. Because think of it, I mean, they put time and energy and effort into thinking of you, thinking about you, thinking about your situation, then giving their feedback or advice or suggestion of what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing, or what is it that they're requesting of you, right? And so that does take some time, effort, and energy. You have to acknowledge that, right? And then with that, once you have anchored in that gratitude and acknowledgement, then the fourth is now you present your alternative solution, your thoughts in a compassionate and calm way so that they can understand you, right? Because you started out with letting them know how much they mean to you, seeking to understand where they're coming from, acknowledging with gratitude of them, their efforts and their thoughts for you, and now you're communicating in a way that helps them to understand where you're coming from, right? And so a quick example that I want to share was a couple months ago, I visited my mom up in Denver, and she was so excited that I'm there. I'm only there for about 4 days, and so she had planned out, like jam-packed, these 4 days of making all of these like delicious and wonderful dishes for me while I'm there, right? And because she knows that I really don't have much time to especially cook like these intricate Vietnamese dishes that takes a lot of prep, a lot of planning, and a lot of time. And so she had planned out the entire 4 days I was there of what to cook and whatnot. And so she was expecting me to stay there with her all 4 days. Now the challenge and the dilemma is that I also want to spend time with my little brother, right? Alone time. So just him and I, so just our sister to brother heart to heart talk. And so I had to go over there, and over there I said, hey mom, listen, I really appreciate you planning, the 4 days and all these wonderful meals that you have lined up for me. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I love you so much for putting all that effort and stuff. And I told her, I said, hey, but this afternoon I'm gonna go out with my brother, and we're just gonna go hang out for a little bit, right? She didn't like that, and she said, okay, but you guys can go hang out, whatever, but make sure you don't go out to dinner, because he'll probably want to take you out to dinner and eat all these crazy things and whatnot. I've already have dinner and everything planned, right? And so I had to communicate with her. I was like, hey, help me understand why you don't want me to go out to dinner. She's like, yeah, because I had everything planned already, right? I bought all the food, it's in the fridge, I've got to cook this up and all of that. And so once I understood that, right, and then I acknowledged her. I was like, Mom, thank you so much. I know that must have taken a lot of work for you to plan out this dish and all of that. But here's the thing. Here's why I want to go out, and I'm okay if my brother wants to go out to eat, have a change of atmosphere and whatnot, and so that we can catch up. And because it means a lot to us. I haven't seen him for a few years, and we have a lot of catching up to do. And I just want to create space for us to connect heart to heart, right? And I'll tell you what, we'll go out to hang out, and if we end up going out to eat or whatnot, we'll make sure not to overdo it, so that we'll save room to come back home and still have a light dinner with you and try your dishes. All right, how's that? Right? And so I implemented those 4 things, and afterwards she understood where I was coming from. She loved the fact that she felt validated, right, of her hard efforts. She felt understood, she felt seen, and she knows that I appreciate her. And now she gets to understand why I wanted to go out with my brother and perhaps even eat out dinner at a different restaurant while I'm out with him. And so hope that was helpful, and hope that when you next time, if you're wanting to break out of that people pleasing mode, especially with someone close to you and someone you care about, hope that helps give you kind of like a guideline of how to do so and navigate through that situation. So if you found this episode helpful, make sure to check out my next episode, where I talk about how to own your voice and speak with confidence and impact. Until next time, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.